In the xy plane, the graph of a rational function g of x has a vertical asymptote at x equals 2. Which of the following expressions could define g of x? So this is what we're looking at. Vertical asymptotes means you have a factor downstairs with, if it's x equals 2, is going to be x minus 2 because the 2 would make the bottom equal to 0. Now what I also see here is you have the potential of multiplicity. So either you have one of two options. You're going to have x minus 2 alone on the bottom, so that's option number 1. Or another option that you can have is if there has to be a repeat, if there has to be an x minus 2 over x minus 2, right now as this is written out, this is a whole. However, if I have more x minus 2's in the denominator, right, that's going to be a vertical asymptote. Now here's possible option number 3. Okay, and I'm not sure if that's going to show up here, but I'm noticing that there's some backwardsy things like u happening here. I just need a 2 to be the case. So if any of these x minus 2's actually look like 2 minus x's, that would still follow the rules because a 2 would make the bottom explode. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So either an x minus 2 alone on the bottom, or an x minus 2 with more on the bottom, or a 2 minus x following the same exact rules. You have an x minus 2 upstairs and an x minus 2 downstairs. That's a whole because they're the same exact thing. A is not going to be an option. Okay, now you have this guy is basically, so x minus 2 is the same as that. It's just written backwards, but there's 2 of you up here and 2 of you down here. That is also a whole because it's the same exact amount, so you're not going to work. Okay, you're 2 minus x on the bottom. Now before you freak out and say, that's 2 plus x, which means negative 2 is my magic number here, not regular 2. So since I have 2 on the bottom, which is more than I have up top, C is going to be my answer. Now to close this out, if you're wondering, well, why is D not going to work? Because the magic number down here is going to be negative 2, not positive 2. So I don't even have the option of a vertical asymptote at positive 2 for D. So D is not a possibility. So C is weird because, you're looking at things written kind of in reverse order. But C does work in this case because it makes the 2 my magic number. And if there's 2 of them, great.